Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Welcome to Tuesday. Sorry, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of like back in my TV mode today where I tease you. You know, that's what we did in TV. Tease them so they have to keep watching. Tease. So I teased you with, I like one thing about this weather pattern, and I'm going to show that to you. See, that's a tease. I'll give you a little insider secret there. And then the way we do that is we put it toward the end of it. I don't necessarily, in this situation here at MLive, we want you to watch the whole thing, but I don't want to stretch you out, for like a half hour like they do it on the big or the small screen or whatnot. So let's get to it here, and I'll let you off the hook. The one thing I like about this weather pattern right now is, first off, I'm going to assume all of us are ready for spring. If you're still wanting snow, I don't care what you think about me, okay? It's time. It's time for it to happen, and I've got 98% of the people on my side now. In January, I got to be kind of like a politician. I got to go right down the middle and not say anything, because 51% of you hate winter, 49% of you love winter in Michigan. That's my own scientific research that I found. That's why I got to be right down the middle. I personally love winter until about now, and then it's done. So we're going to get that out of the way here. But the one thing I like about this pattern is it's a subtle warm-up. The models, I'm going to show you the flow, and it's not a big rip-roaring southerly wind all the time for the next 2 weeks, but it's kind of a subtle pattern, but yet the models all crank out temperatures in the 60s, eventually becoming more steady. So it tells me that it's just kind of we're ready to have somewhat warmer temperatures, and it's happening. All right, here we go. So we have rain showers across the area today, and this, I think, it probably makes it look a little more widespread than what it is. When you get into these light blue pockets, it's probably not raining, but you can see that pattern. And then let's go to the radar forecast through the morning hours. Another thing that happens in the spring, a decrease in light shower activity during the late morning. The sun comes up, it starts to evaporate the clouds. Hi there, Denise. I'm not going to attempt the last name because I don't know how to pronounce that. So the sun comes up, it heats the clouds up, it evaporates them some, and usually we see the rain cut in half on a week system. So here we go into noon and 1 o'clock, and still showers across, Saginaw Valley and the Thumb. By the way, in my mind, folks, I guess I'm on a tangent or a few tangents today. I'm going to tell you, it's still the Saginaw Valley, the Saginaw Bay region for me. It's not the Great Lakes Bay region. I have no idea where they came up with that. There is no Great Lakes Bay. Then we get in a fight with Green Bay and other bays around the Great Lakes. It's the Saginaw Bay, folks. All right, so I'll shut up and get back to the weather. So we're into early afternoon. So basically, I would say the center part of the state, Mount Pleasant, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, the Thumb, you have more showers than not showers. The southern part of the state, you have less shower activity than dry weather, although gloomy and dreary. I just made a word. Gleary. Good morning, Greg Smack, I think it is. Meanwhile, in Florida, rub it in. And in the north, more dry weather than wet weather also. And we go into this evening, 8 o'clock, and it's kind of winding down, but the next storm system is approaching out to the west. As far as rainfall totals today, not a whole lot. You're looking at a few hundredths in the south. In the center part of the state, where the most concentrated strip is, we're looking at a tenth to 3/10 of an inch of rain. Hey, good morning, buddy Jeff Gilbert. You know what I'm talking about. Jeff was one of my general managers. Probably, I'm not going to say he was my favorite because I don't want him to get a big head, but I'm going to say he was in the top. He was definitely in the top 3, probably the top 2. Jeff, probably number 1, but you still need some room for growth, buddy. But he knows about teases, because they told us all the time, tease, tease, tease. That's meteorologist Jeff Gilbert, not weatherman. Okay, so here we go with the next storm. Okay, so we're through today. Now tomorrow, warm front developing to the south, and warm fronts typically north of them bring a solid shield of rain. That's what will happen during the day tomorrow. Far southern sections you could get in the warm air. Northern 2/3 in the UP, you're into the wet weather by tomorrow afternoon. And then Thursday. This is Thursday morning. You wake up Thursday morning, and this is a southerly flow ahead of a cold front, and we are talking it will smell like spring at that point. Okay, the cold front moves through. This is 8 o'clock Thursday, so we'll have to watch it because that's a timing for severe weather. But I think this big mass and the energy down here will probably gobble up the severe weather. Hey, Pamela, too much coffee? Guess what? I've had 1 cup of coffee in my entire life. And that was in the form of 2 half cups. I tried a half a cup, like, I think when I was 20, because all my friends said, oh, you got to just get an acquired taste. And hey, I like Adam. He says, I deserve a raise, more accurate than most forecasters. And then about a year ago, we were at a wedding in Kalamazoo. It was midnight. We had to drive back to Frankenmuth area. I said, man, I'm going to fall asleep. I was sober. I do not drive under the influence. And I looked over, there was coffee. I'm going to try a cup of coffee. Maybe it'll keep me awake on the drive. It did keep me awake. I thought it was still nasty. So I'm still not a coffee drinker. All right, so here's the cold front coming through on Thursday. And we'll watch it because the storm down here may kind of come and clip us with some off and on showers toward the weekend. But right now it's looking, the weekend is getting dry. Now this is what I want to show you. I'll show you eventually the 6 to 10 day forecast. Mark is loving life, found his passion. This is just not happening weather-wise today. Sorry, folks. Maybe I'm really turning you off. But you know, I wanted to be a meteorologist since I was in the 4th grade. Yes, the 4th grade. So, you know, these people that change their mind on majors 4 and 5 times since the 4th grade, I'm almost getting sick of it. I'm warning you. I've told MLive this. They keep kind of hinting like, are you going to retire? You know, not that they want me to retire, but they're nervous, you know, because if I retire, it's like, you know, I said, no, I'm not retiring, but I'm 52. And guess what? 8 years, I am done. I'm out of here. And when somebody asks me when I'm 60 if it's going to rain, I'm going to say, you go look out the window and figure it out yourself. Whew. I feel better. Send me a bill. All right, so here's what I'm talking about is, look at this pattern. It's not an extremely warm looking pattern, but it's not an extremely cold looking pattern. And then let's just jump to this 6 to 10 day forecast. That is for April 21st to April 25th. Warmer than normal conditions. I still think we continue kind of wet. And then 8 to 14 day, that takes us to almost the end of April, warmer than normal and still kind of wet. So I think the wetness will be a problem for us gardeners and farmers. Is the rock wet? Yes, the rock is wet here. And it's moving around too. You know, one more story. Sorry. You're getting 30 years. And by the way, in May, 30 years as a meteorologist, so I'm starting to get a little bit of experience. I've done thousands of talks, weather talks, you know, schools, VFW, Eagles Club, everything, church clubs. When somebody comes up to me and says, hey, we have a gift for you that you've never seen before or gotten before? I know exactly what it is. A weather rock. At one point in a spare bedroom, I had about 50 weather rocks that people had given to me at talks because I had never seen one before and never had one before. I've got a ton of weather rocks. All right. And then the final thing I'm going to leave you with is look at the ground truth of that warming pattern. Not today. Not today. Hey, thank you, Cindy. Not today. Today is on the cool side, but look at what's happening also. Yes, I'm an Eagles member also. We go to the Eagles in Interlochen, Michigan for the fish fry on Fridays. And they have reasonably priced drinks, which is hard to have in Traverse City. Mike Mosher, please send me all the weather rocks you've got. I've never had one. What's a weather rock? What have you been, under a rock? The weather rock is, you know, the insulting thing to the meteorologist where it's on a little tripod and it's got a rock with a string on it, and then it has a little plate on it that says, if the rock is wet, it's raining. If the rock is moving, it's windy. If the rock is invisible, it's foggy. If the rock is gone, somebody stole it. You know, or they always had that fourth line, if the rock is gone, something. No, I do not have a weather ball. Okay, so here's tomorrow. Still kind of on the cool side, but warming some. And in the south, you get into the warm sector. Now, this is Thursday. Like I said, we're going to wake up to 60s. Hey, good morning, Ron Jolly. And then here we go to, what day is that? Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And that's where I'm saying in a kind of a not super warm looking pattern, we start to get into the 60s. Deborah Kelly's been, look it up, folks. Google it. All right, so here we go. I'll get back to weather. I sincerely apologize today. And you know, we got to go over things. I have not had any coffee. I am sober. Good morning, Gene Reinhardt. Reinhardt, do you say Reinhardt or Reinhardt? And I don't know. Our dog kept us up last night, so I'm a little bit loopy. All right, so here we go. We got showers today in through the middle strip. To the south, I wouldn't call it a real wet day in Detroit and Ann Arbor, but I would call it something that you want to kind of wear the waterproof clothing in case the rain comes by. Now, tomorrow the rain comes in on a warm front. Thursday is a showery, thunderstormy, spring-like day. We start to dry out on the weekend, and things are getting better, folks. Yes, and you've been under a weather rock. And let me tell you something about the weather rock. Now, looking at what I see, I do not think the weather rock will be white again here in Lower Michigan this season. My retirement job, we've been working on that, and you know what, actually, I'm doing my second dream job. Okay, weather is done. If you want to log off, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm on a tangent, I'm on a rant. We're just going to keep with that. My second dream job was weather. I've done that all my life, 30 years now. My first dream job, I always wanted to take over for Bob Barker on The Price is Right. I thought, that has got to be the greatest job ever. You're giving people cars, and you know, I wanted to try out when he was retiring. I wanted to try out. I heard Drew Carey was in there. I said, I don't stand a chance. So I just never tried out. But that was my second dream job. Now in retirement, let's talk about this. Hey, tell me, what's your dream retirement job? Jeff Gilbert, you got to retire soon, buddy. You've been a general manager forever at TV. You got to be stacked with cash. What is your dream retirement job, Jeff Gilbert? I'll tell you mine. We just bought a house in Florida. I'll show it to you someday. You know, and it's going to be a retirement home at some point. my third dream job would have been to be on the grounds crew at Wrigley Field for the Cubs. And I'm thinking a great retirement job would be to work on the grounds crew for one of the spring training. Now, we're away from Lakeland. It'd be great to be work on the Tigers field, but we're more down toward Rotunda West, Punta Gorda. And so that's Tampa Bay. And I think New York Yankees are up toward Bradenton or something like that. So, we just had a disturbing one. Active shooter in Mason County. Tell us more about that. Or inform MLive. We're going to stay on here. Dream retirement mattress tester. I've thought about that. Retirement job is an oxymoron. You know, I think a lot of us in our age are going to do something. You know, we're going to probably need a little more income, but we're going to be able to say, you know what, Home Depot, no, I can't work this Saturday. I can just work Wednesday through Friday of this week. Restaurant tester. Okay, dream jobs, dream retirement jobs. Hey, Jeff Gilbert, I know you're still on there. Let's see it. I want to see what your dream retirement job is. And don't say meteorologist, because you don't want to wake up at 3 in the morning and stay up till 3 at night telling people on Christmas Eve if it's going to snow or not. Okay? All right. Gonzo's job looks pretty good. Gonzo has... You know, Gonzo does have a dream job, but I'll tell you what. When I first got into MLive, I said, Gonzo, man, the dude and Amy Sherman, they drive around, eat food. Yeah, Jeff Gilbert wants my job, right. They put a lot of work into that. They are on the road. They are on the road a week at a time. UP, over to Northeast Lower, back to the South. They have fun doing it, I'm sure they do, but they put a lot of work into the Michigan Best stuff. So it's, you know, and that's why you know they're good at it. Hey, dream job being a grandma, I understand. Or substitute teacher. Yeah, because you can say, no, I don't think so. Who is Gonzo? John Gonzalez at MLive. He does the Michigan's Best stuff, the best restaurants. And Amy Sherman is his right-hand woman, is his team member. They both work hand in hand together. Baby cuddler. Now these are getting a little bit heartfelt. You know, I'm going with Price is Right. I'm going with groundskeeper at a baseball stadium. You're going with like substance stuff. Golf course ranger. I've thought about that too. You know, I want to be outside. I want to get some air, because believe it or not, in meteorology, where do they put us? In TV stations, they bury us in the middle of a studio with no windows. You have to walk outside just to see what's going on. Eating a lot of junk food, retirement job. If you can get paid at that, good luck. Drone counter? What is that? Ukulele player. That's even tough to say. All right, so we're talking about dream jobs, but we still haven't seen Jeff Gilbert's dream job. Jeff Gilbert was one of my former GMs, and I haven't seen anybody at MLive. Like, is John Heiner? Are you there? One of the big wigs? Dan, the president of MLive, are you there? Let us know what your dream job is. Dream retirement job. Family Feud host would be awesome too, although I gotta say Steve Harvey is probably one of my favorites. I felt bad for him when he messed up at, what was it, Miss International pageant or whatever. I think he seems like an awesome guy I'd hang around with and drink some beer. So, any more dream jobs? No? Okay. Well, there you have the weather. There you have a whole lot of other stuff that you didn't want this morning. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Jeff Gilbert and John Heiner and Kelly Frick and Dan, president of MLive. I want to know what your dream retirement job is tomorrow on here. Travel blogger. Yes, that's right. It's time for my bacon. I got to go. I've gone off here enough. I need to go have some bacon. You have yourselves a great Tuesday. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. I'm probably done. This is probably my last broadcast. If so, I'll see you on the baseball diamond somewhere in Florida.